YouTube. So DIY again. I'm actually working on some aquarium ideas, aqua ideas for now. I can actually like get a sofa and things like that that's available and workbench and make a workbench or a small pond. It's a 2-seater. This is a 3-seater, and the 2-seater will go good, but I'm not sure about my time and everything too. But you know, this video's not about that. It's about turning an HOB into a top skimmer, which this needs to skim the top. It's going to be basically it's going to be a tough design. It's going to need to be cut and tested. But this is what I did so far for this kind of like it's like an air-driven aqua planter, whereas I would actually drill a hole, and there's already a hole right there. I could silicone and then glue a air line that goes deep in there, and then on this end I would drill a hole and then try to glue this, and all through this pipe I'll have little small holes, and then I would try to glue it, you know, get some tape or string and then hold that and glue it, and then that's for a filter for this pond. But I might have to add some type of surface. I think of it as a skimmer. You know, growing up in things, it's basically a skimmer, but then these jugs, you know, I could glue this in, or maybe cut a little small hole, you know, depending, and add a I don't know, but I got to cut this end, and it kind of gives me the vision of how water would flow and things like that. But if it's a potter, I would have to kind of cut off a lot of it, and then have filter floss, and then maybe gravel and things like that with an air pump, and then, you know, soil, and then, you know, the fish could go down in there and swim in there or something, you know, lay eggs, do whatever they do. And or you know, these are really useful. They could be, you know, just aquarium, you know, just small little aquariums for like betta fish. Could live in this thing, or and you know, I only have 3 right now, but if I find some more, I'll definitely try to collect them and then put them into a rack system. I probably need, like, you know, a more better idea of the fish that I want to get, but for now I'm just trying to make a filter for them, out of them, for these tubs. But then the real water solution, these might not work. You know, it just happens to be that way. I need to make some type of skimmer or overflow. The professional, the people that have been doing aquarium things already know about this. I kind of probably made myself, you know, a little more exposed than I would have liked, but you know, I just want to show off. I didn't do this, so it's just, you know, going to be one of my ideas on my channel to use it in the aquarium hobby. But to skim off the top, you need to get a overflow, or a skimmer they call it. So I'm kind of still sorting out some of the aquarium stuff. You guys saw what's going on with the filter media and pads, and let's say, those were thoroughly cleaned again, and then basically the tubing, I would have to modify the tubing to kind of make a an overflow, and extend it a little further, and then it would actually skim off. It would probably suck in some of this top floating stuff, if it's really a problem. Maybe all this top skimming stuff could be eliminated through a gravel filter, an air gravel filter, or a sponge filter. And then that's why sponge filters, they get super dirty. It's because it's holding on to all this stuff that wants to just all the fine floatable things that are and even algae or something. But if I basically, I need to make some type of filter system if I'm going to venture into the fish hobby, which is pretty fun. But the hard work is kind of like the setup, the aquarium supplies, even the fish and species can be a little daunting, to have nicer fish. But this is just kind of like, all this stuff is just the main setup for that I'm going to have to figure out to keep fish alive, because there's I definitely see that it needs to be done. But with things moving, or if things aren't moving, you really can't notice it as much. Even with this bare bottom, it might not need a skimmer, but it's good to have one just in case if you know if a lot of things are going on, like gravel and rocks, and lighting, building up algae and things. And then definitely have a heater and things like that. But that's just pretty much all it pretty much takes to make a quick you do need to modify the tubing. I have it probably like most of my I have some sponge mats, but there's quite a bit of tubing that comes with these things. Let's use this as an example, and then you would actually have to modify it by cutting it and adding cutting it up top, and then adding a skimmer that basically filters the top more than, because it just basically filters the top a lot more. Most people, they would basically drill their tank and have an overflow system that goes into the sump system, and that's primarily their way to get most of the things. So yeah, I kind of got mad because I was under the impression of the wrong information, putting the mat down and everything, and not really examining what the hobby supplies are. You know, I don't know why I'm trying to you know, think that I know everything when I really don't. I mean, I've had a lot of. I mean, most of my fish. I'm not really into the fish hobby. It's just it's really interesting for me because I do like the challenge of thinking of of the equipment, you know, the heater, you know, the lights. A lot of that stuff is really fun to. It's like a video game console, you know. It's like any other hobby that requires some type of knowledge and experience for the basic you know, day to day. So I don't. So after figuring this out, it's like it's pretty good. But I don't know, you know, exactly if I have the time to really deal with all that. Um I do have supplies and everything, but it's just that's the only thing with fish keeping. It's bothered me because I did so much work and things just didn't go right because I didn't have the the things the same results and things. But that's pretty much how you do it. I really don't know any other way to you know, and it seems a fun DIY project because it's going to convert, you know, some easy to get supplies or equipment, easy to get equipment, and then it's gonna pretty much fulfill the necessities of cleaning the water. And I bet they have professional stuff. I want to try to keep most of my ideas and everything just on to myself. I'm not trying to tell everybody or things like that um, how it has to be. I'm just trying to figure out the next option for myself. It's a lot of work, you know, and all this it reminds me of when I was working, and then you know the boss will be on the phone, and then boom, here, do this job, you know, and then I gotta go and do it, and then I gotta do other jobs, and then but then after all that, it's like, you know, you don't get your bonus, you don't get tips, but that's just how the business runs, you know, and you just gotta accept it. You gotta pay taxes or whatever, and this and that. That's just so you gotta pretty much be careful, um, you know, and people are really picky about their time. They don't want to waste, you know, and they want something new and exciting and fulfill the purpose, and that's okay, I guess. I do it, you know, everybody does it. So, you know, a top skimmer would probably be something like that for me. There's definitely room for improvement, but making a top skimmer from an HOB filter is pretty much the only thing for now. Unless you want to drill holes in your tank and have a sump or something, and but the top skimmer is pretty important, and you know, just by going with even sanitation, they would probably top skim this off and then put a tube, a pump tube at a certain depth, and then just get all the better water out, and then you know, discard the bad stuff, and that could circulate just by having a top skimmer. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna just figure out the time when I'm going to do this, I just don't know right now. But things are going as expected or usual. But you know, there's always um, another video. So I'll talk to you later, or something else to learn in another video. See you in another one. Bye.